Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring one of Arlington, Virginia's most charming walkable neighborhoods. It's Westover. We're gonna talk about the vibe here, the homes, school options, how people get around, and of course, all the cool things to do in and around the area. Let's jump right in. Westover is one of those hidden gems in Arlington, right in the middle of the DC metro area. This sits along Washington Boulevard. The heart of the community is this walkable village center. Restaurants and services on both sides. There are parks nearby. This area has also been designated as a historic district. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, recognized for its mid-century development, classic architecture. Here you get those rolling tree-lined streets, mature maples and oaks, lots of folks walking and biking around, which is part of what makes Westover feel so inviting. This is a cozy community. It's unique. It's very hard to find close-in, walkable, metro-accessible neighborhoods around. You've got one right here. We have restaurants, we have charm. It's all right here in Westover. By the way, if we haven't met, I'm Norm. I've helped hundreds of clients successfully buy and sell homes across Northern Virginia. And my goal is simply to be your trusted resource before, during, and long after you've made your move. I'd love to add you to our client family. Please email me, connect with me over the phone number listed below. It'd be a pleasure to get you a home right here. So now let's talk a little real estate. This is something many people are curious about. Westover has a mix of housing types, from classic pre-World War II colonials, single-family homes, to duplexes, to garden-style apartments, and of course there are newer townhouses tucked into these residential streets, as well as custom homes being built around here. The homes mostly were built in the 30s and 40s, and even those homes tend to be compact. The homeowners, though, have been adding on to their properties over time to create more living space while maintaining that traditional charm. The garden style apartments around and some of the townhome developments, they give options for renters or buyers who want something a little lower maintenance, but because Westover is so desirable, the inventory here tends to move fast. Prices have risen over the years. A lot of people want to be in this area. So keep in mind, this just isn't Westover Village. The surrounding neighborhoods like Overly Knolls, Leeway Heights, Terra, Bluemont, Dominion Hills, Madison Manor, they all add their own flavor to the local market. They're all within walking distance, and they offer a range of home styles and budgets. So families moving often ask about the schools, and Westover is served by Arlington Public Schools, which are some of the highest rated schools in the entire region. So most kids in Westover attend Cardinal Elementary School, which is right down the block. It's brand new. It incorporates arts, integrated learning. It also stands out with high-performing, well-resourced, and community-centered elementary school. For middle school, you're talking about Swanson Middle School. I'm looking at it right here. It's just up the road, walking distance for many students here in the neighborhood. The school opened about 1940. It remains consistently ranking among the top middle schools in all of Virginia. For high school, it's generally Yorktown High School, which is consistently rated A+, well regarded for academics, extracurriculars, and while it's not in Westover Village, Yorktown is easily accessible. Both Cardinal and Swanson schools are right here in the neighborhood. You can see both schools here from the shops, and after school, these shops are full of students. You'll see hundreds of students, if not 50, if not hundreds of students grabbing snacks, ice cream at Toby's, or just hanging out safely here in this village. The daily rhythm reinforces that community feel. Although Westover doesn't have its own metro station, transit access is still strong. You've got the East Falls Church Metro Station just down the road here, access to the Orange and Silver lines. It's about a mile away. You could be there in no time, or you could also jump on the bus for a quick ride and be right there. The Metro Bus and Arlington Transit buses, ART, they run right here along Washington Boulevard all the time. Now, a lot of my clients like to bike or jog, and they'll go right from this neighborhood to another neighborhood or Ballston. They do that along the Washington and Old Dominion Trail. There's so many access points throughout the area. It's great for exercising, commuting. The cyclists just love it because it gives you direct routes into DC. Plus, being so close to Interstate 66 right here means getting to Tyson's Corner is less than 15 minutes. Super convenient by car. You can be right downtown in DC, also in less than 10 minutes. Here's where Westover really shines. It's the things to do. Right now, you'll see people out there walking around, people visiting these shops, and from the local eats to these outdoor spaces, this neighborhood really delivers. This Westover Village Shopping Center is home to iconic spots like Toby's Handmade Ice Cream. It's a beloved spot. You've got the original Lost Dog Cafe right across the street, sandwiches, dog-friendly vibes. You got the Italian store right here, wines, pasta, sandwiches, and then Westover Beer Garden and Market is right at the end of this block. Casual drink, live music. You also have Ayers Variety Hardware. This is a beloved institution right here on this block. And since 1947, you've been able to find almost anything you need at Ayers. I guarantee you they have it. So what else is here? Well, the Westover Farmers Market. It's held weekly during the spring through fall. It's right at the end of this block over by the library and Cardinal Elementary. You can grab fresh flowers, pastry, all kinds of interesting things. And then of course, it's just a short distance to the playgrounds from here where you can enjoy a picnic, lots of basketball, baseball, and soccer fields, sand volleyball pits right nearby. And then on the other side of 66 is the Bon Air Rose Garden. It's full of trails, a peaceful escape, right close to Westover. There's also a fun stream. We often take our dog there to play. I recommend it. The Westover Library. Beyond the books, the library hosts events for kids, adults. Then it has ties to the community happenings right here in Westover Village. If you're in outdoor fitness or into casual biking, the adjacent trail networks, they offer miles of paths connecting all the way to DC and beyond, and then of course out west. Overall, the proximity to parks, playgrounds, community events, this makes the neighborhood especially appealing for kids, families, retirees, professionals, individuals. You're gonna meet your neighbors right here and you're gonna love hanging out in Westover Village. Westover sits among some of the greatest neighborhoods in all of Arlington. They're definitely worth exploring. Let me tell you about a few of them. Bluemont is just east of Westover. It has access to Ballston and all the urban amenities there. It's home to the popular Lacey Woods Park with a lighted basketball court, a cool playground. There's a picnic shelter, a mix of housing around the area. So the Dominion Hills and Madison Manor neighborhoods, they're just to our south. They're residential areas, maybe some larger lots, definitely a suburban feel. These neighborhoods are along Arlington's western edge, near the East Falls Church Metro stop, also access to Falls Church City. It's predominantly residential neighborhood with easy access to transit, those outdoor trails, definitely a tight-knit community feel. They've got events like Halloween bonfires, block parties, summer picnics, holiday contests. Madison Manor Park is also just been renovated. It's got a brand new playground, new basketball court, tennis courts, and there's also picnic spaces. Overly Knolls, this is definitely walkable to Westover Village and all the schools. It's also walkable to the Overly Community Pool and Park Services. This is a seasonal gathering spot for families and neighbors. Terra Leeway Heights. We're talking about between this Washington Boulevard and Langston Boulevard. That's the Terra Leeway Heights area. The vibe for this neighborhood is laid back. It's community oriented. There's lots of residents enjoying their yard, working on their gardens, enjoying green spaces. The neighborhood fosters a tight-knit, welcoming atmosphere for sure. So what do you see right here in Westover Village? Well, this too is a neighborhood. There are homes just attached to Westover Village. It's not just a retail block right here. This is the heart of the neighborhood, but in the larger part of the neighborhood, you're gonna see historic homes. It's highly walkable, and most of the action is centered around Washington Boulevard here, borderline by McKinley Road and Longfellow Street. The whole area, including Westover Village, is on that National Register of Historic Places. It's definitely something to see. You'll get a community feel the moment you set foot over here. A lot of folks want access to Ballston, but they also want the urban amenities. I encourage you to consider the Ballston area. It's just about a mile up the road. You can bike or walk. It has access to a lot of urban lifestyle, and then you could walk back over here or bike back over to Westover for dinner or just enjoying the lifestyle. So let's wrap it up. What makes Westover stand out? It's walkable, it's friendly, it's community-oriented neighborhood. There's historic charm here, and there's diverse housing. There's also a strong school system here. There's lots of friendly, welcoming parks. It's close to transit and the regional trail system. There's great restaurants, shops, events. You know, it's really one of those places where folks go, they get to know their neighbors and build community. You have a small town feel, even though you're so close to DC and more urban parts of Arlington. Thanks so much for watching. If you're thinking about moving here to Arlington, or you just want to explore more of the great neighborhoods, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more real estate and local guides, and then drop me a comment down below. Which part of Arlington do you want to see next? If you want to know more about these properties that match your specific criteria or priorities before they hit the public listings, email me, norm@callnorm.com. Let's start that conversation. All of my contact information is in the description below, and I'm covering the best neighborhoods for families, young professionals, retirees, individuals, new college grads, across every price point right here in Northern Virginia. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I'll see you on the next one. And remember, questions, concerns, hallucinations, call Norm.